Hello and welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I'm Mr. Randy, and today we're going to do another off-the-rip episode. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome. If you're returning viewers, always good to see you, and you might understand where this is coming from. So, I've dabbled with some Armagnac. I've dabbled with Cognac before, a long time ago, and it didn't really jive with me that well. And but I could understand. I'm a wine connoisseur of sorts, and Cognac is basically a descendant of wine, if you will. And so we tried some Armagnac, which is only twice distilled, or sometimes only single distilled, depends. But Cognac, triple distilled, is a little bit easier, smoother. It's like the Irish whiskey of whiskeys. If that even makes any sense. I think it makes sense to me. Anywho, so here we are, off the rip of the Courvoisier VSOP Cognac. Where are you at? Over here. 40% alcohol by volume. We come from France. Yes, we come from France. Now, the names of this stuff are from the towns or villages in which it is made. So, Cognac, France. Champagne, or Champagne, for all you fancy ones, fancy lads. Let's get this cracked open, shall we? Cork pop. Nice. Nice organic. Oh, well, we got something worth keeping. And it's on the floor. I'm not slowing down. Let's keep it rolling. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Full steam. Too nice to be sour. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Let's get this on the nose. Ooh, okay. It still smells like a Courvoisier Cognac. Let me get you a little bit closer. And you can read that if you want. Now, it is imported by Campari, America, out of New York, New York. If you caught any of my Armagnac videos, I come to the conclusion that I definitely aim for 10-year, the XO versions, but when it comes to Cognac, the XOs can get really expensive. Armagnac, like I said, only twice distilled, sometimes only single distilled, and they handle it a little differently, and it doesn't carry such a, what's the word, aesthetic, or what's the other word, a drawl of some sort where you just, for some reason, people go to it. So if you're new to the channel, just very recently joining us, the story behind the Cognac and stuff, why is Courvoisier and Hennessy, why are they so popular with a particular type of individuals? Well, it was because of World War II, when our boys went over there and they were in France and they were liberating France. They they got hooked on some Cognac. And yeah, they wanted to bring it back. There's a whole bunch on that. I don't remember which one of that I laid out the entire story, but I'm a history buff. I love certain eras like World War II, like ancient Egypt and China. But we're gonna move on. On the nose, it is. That's a little more distinguished than I remember the original VS Courvoisier. Now this one is a full 750, while this one was just a small guy. He was is it on here? It's a 375. We'll get to that. Just wait your turn, son. Sorry, sir. I'm actually going to say I believe the Hennessy was better than the Courvoisier, but that was a VS version. Now we're doing the VSOP, so let's try and compare this to Cognac and of themselves, and try and separate it from the Armagnac. Good luck, right? Let's get it on. Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. It is a little bit on the lighter end. It's not as deep and as rich as the Armagnac. We'll try and keep it separate, but you know it's going to be very, very difficult. There's a bit more distinguishment in this VSOP was trying to, I don't want to keep pulling that out. It did come in a box. We'll go over the box that was locked up. It is what it is. Everything else was not locked up. The Hennessy wasn't locked up. But for some reason, this one was locked up with all the seriously expensive bottles. Let's go ahead and get one more. And we'll move on. Half of this is in French, so no parlez-vous français. That was my older brother. He was the one doing French and Spanish. I got stuck in Latin for 4 years. It's got some pretty decent viscosity. I'll give it that. It's not too bad. Transfers very nicely to the palate. Coats the mouth well enough. It does have a nice oiliness to it. Yeah, it has a much more distinguishment to it than the VS. Well, naturally, because it does age longer. Be honest, I have not. There's not a lot of information on the back of that Hennessy bottle. And as far as this one goes, I'm trying to figure out if they give an age statement, but I think it's pretty standard with a VSOP. The VS usually is about 3 years, at least 3 years, but up to 5 years. I think the VSOP starts at about 5 years, and it goes up to, I want to say like 8 or something like that, pushing if like 7 to 10 or I'm not too sure. I'm still stuck on whiskeys and wines and whatnot. But we're dabbling in cognac again, and it might pay off. But on the palate, like I said, there's this sort of deeper, really rich, darker ripeness to it, like a very red grape skins, where it's got those like tannins kind of thing, and where it's a little bit bitter, but not so much so. This is something you could probably just decently sip off of. You could definitely slip into this after a few pours. It's a little bit rough, but we are off the rip. And I'm sorry I forgot to do that in the beginning, but I do a 3-part series. Part 1, off the rip, get it home, crack it open, have my first pour, share my first impressions with you, because that's what we do. Part 2, full review time. We drink it down halfway. We put the cork back on it, put it on the shelf. I had a cork mishap, and we'll get to that on another video. Man, those are good ones. Anyways, well, it sits on the shelf. How long do I think I should let cognac sit? I'll look it up, but we're going to say the standard week and a half to let it open up. We'll give it plenty of room and space to run around. We're going to come back after I find out something to talk about, give you some good information about cognac and VSOPs. And yeah, I'll continue to drink it after I score it, because part 3, final pour episode, thusly named, we have the final pour in the glass and compare it to the first pour off the rip and everything in between. If you like, we already did that, right? No, if you like the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to the channel as of yet, go ahead and do so now. That way you'll never miss a video when I release them. Let's go ahead and do this. I do believe this was the one that was on sale. The 750 Courvoisier VSOP was on sale. It was like 30 something, 40 bucks, something like that. And it was in the extremely special gotta lock it up case. You should have locked up the Armagnac. That stuff you should have just, I don't know what they were thinking. It's not too bad. It's got a little bit of heat that wants to, it's not very abrasive. It's not very intense with the heat in the back. That sits on the back end of the palate where the esophagus. And it just sort of sits there and resonates. It's like a really good wine, like a really good refined wine, because it kind of is. So all that barrel resting usually kind of like shaves off the rough edges that a lot of good wine will have, and it kind of just like makes it like a whiskey. But yeah, there it is. Courvoisier, VSOP. We're going to see how it goes. Come back for the full review. In the meantime, in the comment section, we'd love to know where you at. What are you currently drinking? What do you think about Courvoisier and Cognac? Where do you like to start the line at? VSOPs, XOs? Let's talk about it. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Here's hoping it's a good one.